when I have a great idea for the clients that I have the pleasure of working with. Tonight you are in one of those ideas. So I want to first and foremost say welcome to my imagination and thank you for being here. First and foremost, before we really get into this, I want to thank all of our partners for this evening. The food that you're enjoying is from Sweet Bowls LLC and Get Into Wine. So please make sure that you give them a follow, and more importantly than giving them a follow, give them your support in your business. And then the next group of people or person that I want to thank is Taylor of Vine Club ATL. I want to thank him opening his doors to us tonight for a place that the city has yet to discover. I'm super excited to be one of the first events hosted here. And then most importantly, I would love to thank the two people that said yes to me, Trickin Ain't Easy TOAE and Lex Diamonds. Both of them are individuals that, or collectives that I've had an opportunity to meet and work with and experience over the last couple of years. And one of the things that has been very central and important to me is building community. Community is the thing that gives us joy on the sad days. Community is the thing that gives us support on the hard days. Community is what gives us the experience of a lifetime, and community helps us make memories, build memories and connections. And so tonight, that is our goal. Our goal is to make memories and to build connection. I am going to introduce to you all two of my favorite people in the world, not because this is a lush learning session, but because they're actually amazing individuals. But I have here with me Danielle Dawkins Osborne of Lex Diamond. And she's not going to tell you this, y'all, but she is one of the few Black women in the United States that is GIA certified and running a multi-generational business in precious metals, gemstones, and diamonds. And her father is in the process of grooming her to be the first lady of precious metals and diamonds. And so tonight she is here to share a bit with us, not just about precious metals, right? We could talk about gold, silver, and bullion, because all of that is great things and great investment. But we deserve a little bit of luxury in life. We deserve some good things, and so she's going to talk to us about that. And then I also have the pleasure of sharing with you all tonight Aaron Cooper of Trickin Ain't Easy. I don't know if you all know this, but I love to enjoy just a good glass of wine and conversation. But I recognize that wine isn't something that's always been available to our community, and the knowledge of it. Yes, we've made our own wines over the years. We've created our own version of things, but I think that is also an additional luxury that we should make a part of our lifestyles. And so tonight you all will hear from Aaron Cooper of Trickin Ain't Easy. What you are experiencing tonight is called the perfect pair. And I am super excited because these are things that I've done individually. I've gone to Danielle's shop and sat down with her and learned more about gemstones, how they're created in the earth, how they become valuable or invaluable in our lives. I've had the opportunity of talking with Aaron about the rare grapes and how one single skin touch contact can change the color of a wine that we enjoy. And so tonight we have curated for you a special menu called the perfect pair that is a mix of the gemstones that exist here naturally, some of them lab grown, but then also the perfect pairing of wines, which is a perfect chemistry. And I hope that you all enjoy the joy and the romance that is this evening. And with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Danielle Osborne.
All right, so quick little background about me. My family has been in this industry for 3 generations now, including me. We started in the 70s in the Diamond District in Manhattan, and it has become a passion project of mine and my husband's to educate people about jewelry. Most people only see a jeweler when they're going to buy an engagement ring. Sometimes it'll go past that and you'll form a relationship. It doesn't have to be a one and done thing. It can look different on everybody. I'm not a big person that everybody should wear the same thing. Jewelry should be an expression of yourself. My husband likes to say you either invest or indulge with precious metals and gold and silver. With me, you're indulging in celebrating milestones. You're indulging in celebrating the promotion at work because you fought for that. And you want a piece that reminds you that you made it. So that's just a little bit about how I ended up here with Danielle, because I think people, especially are people don't know enough about this industry. You're not used to seeing people that look like you when you walk into the store. No one's giving you enough time and educating you properly. They're just selling you something. That is definitely not my approach, and I hope this is a little taste of what I do on a daily basis. So our first stone is going to be a pink diamond. Everybody has, there's one set of stones at every table, and the first stone we're starting with is a pink diamond. So pink diamonds, fun fact, diamonds come in every color of the rainbow. They're not just clear. Every color is a reason why it's that color, and they're all labeled at the bottom. So pink diamonds, for the most part, come from Australia. Diamond mine is where they primarily came from, and they can come as almost clear, blush pink, all the way to the deepest fuchsia, depending on the color grading that it has. These stones, the lore of it is that they have love, feminine energy. A lot of pink stones get that kind of situation. But the big thing with pink diamonds is always how much they cost, right? Fancy colored diamond stones always draw the biggest price because they're the rarest in the lineup of diamonds. So these, transparency, these are all replicas, because if we were keeping all of these stones in this room at the quality they should be, everybody would have been pat down at the door, and there'd be armed guards in here taking a look at everybody and counting all the stones on the table. But when you're ready to actually order your gemstone, whether it's a diamond or a colored stone, we bring the real thing into the store. Erin has a pairing for our pink.
That's good. Pink diamond was first. So what I'm doing is I'm pairing it with the Lafite Rosé out of Saint-Tropez, France. There is some Grenache, there is some Mouvedier, there's a little bit of Syrah. About 3,600 cases get produced per year. Black-owned winery. I don't do rosés. It's scrumdiddlyumptious. The reason why I'm pairing this with the pink diamond is pink diamond, pink rosé. There you go. Hope y'all enjoy it.
So our second stone is a yellow diamond. It is probably the most abundant of the colored diamond. The reason they're yellow is because somewhere in the process of it coming to life in the ground, nitrogen was present, and that turned it yellow. Yellow diamonds can be anywhere from the lightest, palest yellow to the deepest canary you've ever seen. These generally come out of Africa, the Congo, South Africa, and a couple of other countries. It is not a birthstone. And make sure I say that. And shades of yellow. It is a great alternative to a diamond because, of course, diamonds are the hardest stones. If you are a girl that doesn't really want, or a guy who doesn't really want to go with the regular diamond look, I'm always a proponent of stepping outside of the box with jewelry. Anything with color in it, I'm here for, and those are like the best pieces to make. All right?
So this is not actually a diamond?
They are not. Everything you're looking at are imitations. Like I said, if we were to bring these many stones and the quality in here, we would have security looking over every single person. Y'all would each have your own personal security this evening because of the liability that it would, of course, bring onto us to bring these many stones out of the shop and into a space that we do not generally work in. So all the stones you have are replicas of the real thing. These should all be varying around 2 carats in size each. And understand that a yellow diamond can come in that shade.
Varies in yellow.
Yes, it can go from deep to fancy deep to faint as far as color is concerned on the yellow spectrum.
Is one more expensive than the other based on the color?
The fancy deep, anything in the fancy range in colored stones is the most expensive. And the colored diamonds are the most expensive.
Is that deeper in hue?
It's going to be more yellow. It's going to stand out more.
And really quickly, if you want to see a natural yellow, there's a 1.3 stone on the Lex Diamond's homepage. If you want to check that out and see what the price tag on that looks like, what the sizing it is on their homepage right now.
Yes, someone asked me about pricing. With all stones, diamonds, colored gemstones, in the jewelry space, it's all about how much you want to spend. The more we spend, the better and the bigger the stone can get. When a client comes to me and says, hey, I want this and this is my budget, I ask them, the lab space has recreated just about everything that the natural space has.
Is that the same as replica?
In the pricing space, you have the replicas where the CZs are, you have lab, and then you have natural. Natural is the most expensive of them all.
Yeah. You were saying that when a client comes to you with their budget.
Right, we can either talk about size or we can talk about quality, depending on the budget. If the budget is not big enough to get good quality in a large size, we have to decide what's most important to us in that space.
What do people usually say?
Everybody's a little different. Some people are very much, Danielle, I want the best quality. If I have to get a smaller stone to get that, I want a better quality. I want to look down into that stone and see the most amazing thing possible. So when we choose size over quality, we're seeing what nature did to it. So there are inclusions, spots for diamonds, carbon, any number of things you can find in it, scratches, holes. These stones can either come out perfect or like something beat the brakes off of this, right? So when you're talking about quality, you're talking about how clean the inside of the stone is and how good the color is. And for colored stones like the yellow diamond, is the color perfect all the way through the stone, or is it just faint in parts? No, because as crazy as that sounds, there is no budget that can't be met.
$500.
We just have to be realistic. We just have to be realistic with what that budget can buy us, because we're not buying a 5-carat diamond on $500, right? It's just making sure we understand when we're talking about $500, we're talking about imitation. We might be in the CZ life, but we could still set that in silver and it could look nice.
Yes.
But it doesn't necessarily, no, there's no budget that's too small. We just have to be realistic in what we're doing.
Do you think that like the naked eye can tell that like, oh, that's CC?
It takes a trained eye. A trained eye.
Dirty.
It takes a very much a trained eye.
So can you get a piece designed with the lower budget and get a lower, like a CZ, and then later on with more money, maybe upgrade it to a lab and then upgrade the
It depends on how the piece is set. This is a bezel. So taking this out and putting another stone in will be hard. If it's a prongs holding the piece in, way easier. But that is absolutely a thing. We could take those stones out and upgrade them to better stones with the same setting. I do. Lab. Synthetic is lab. And it's very much what the client wants. I prefer natural. Not gonna lie, it's what I grew up with. My father is one of those people that is very much, what do you mean they made it in a lab? Like it's like blasphemy to my father. For me, it's about what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish. I wear both. It depends on what I'm making. This piece is with both of my children's name on it. It's my everyday piece. These are natural diamonds. If I'm making a piece just to be like whatever, I'll put lab in it because I'm not gonna wear it a lot. It's made of carbon, so it's got the same hardness for it that the diamond has, but it's just not the same thing. For the most part, I can't imagine that an untrained eye would be able to know the little things to look for. So here's the other side of that. Yes, De Beers controlled the market for a while. But here's the problem, and what people don't talk about. It takes hundreds of millions of dollars that is put out by a company wanting to open up a mine before they put one shovel in the ground, before 1 carat comes out the ground. And you need almost 100 tons of ore to come out to get 1 carat. So that money has to be recouped somewhere. Because no company is going to put out hundreds of millions of dollars, because you've got to get the government to approve it. You've got to do soil samples. You've got to do studies on how it's going to affect the environment around where you're about to dig. The longevity, 20-year plant, like, I mean, literally.
diamond be a good store of value like gold?
Not hard for just second.
I would
because
not
this
believe
is
it.
super rich and super good, and I hope that we're capturing all of these questions because these are the questions. Before we dive in a little bit deeper, I want to share with you all what you are drinking this evening, and then we can continue.
Did you want me to?
You on the tangent because I'm getting emotionally invested.
What are you drinking?
I don't know about y'all. I drink champagne every day on my 10 o'clock conference call.
Hey,
So,
cheers.
cheers. So, champagne, as y'all know, it's sparkling wine. In France, they got to call it champagne. And I'm like, bro, where the bubbles at? So, to that point, Côte de Blancs is where this was made. The producer is Etienne Calsac out of, he's actually from Champagne, France. Now that I think about it. Okay. So, on that note, it's 100% Chardonnay. If you hear somebody say Blanc de Blanc, if you hear them say B2B, it's 100% Chardonnay. For anybody that wants to follow my Instagram page, when you see me post and I say Thursdays, it's because I'm having sushi. Get a B2B. Go get some sushi. I promise you, you will enjoy it. You have your big champagne houses, your Ruinards, your Henriot's, your Dom Perignon that everybody knows. P2 is delicious, by the way. And then you have grower champagne. So you've got your big name houses, and then you have your mom and pop shop type houses. The bigger houses will get grapes and source them from all types of places. They'll have their own, but then they also need more. So they'll source them from other places, other people. Grower champagne, they grow their own, they produce their own, they sell their own. One of the things that you can tell if it's a grower champagne is if you flip it over, there'll be a little code on the label where it'll say RN. They'll let you know that it's grower champagne. Last year I did the TOAE Volume 2 dinner, party of 50. Man. Cheers. At the end of it, I like to make sure everybody goes home with a bottle to close out the evening, give you something the next morning to remember. Do not take the champagne and make mimosas, please. But put that orange juice on the side. Everybody at the end of that dinner got a bottle of the champagne. And when I tell you there are plenty of champagnes out there, somebody's gonna walk up to you and say, look what I got. I will put this up against anybody.
Oh.
It's $50. So if y'all see it, trust me, it's good. Well, y'all have tasted it.
Can I have some?
Sure. If you're a som or you're a wine person, then you know. But yes, if you know, you know. And this is standard issue entry level. He goes from this to another one called Les Rochettes or something like that. I can't exactly remember without looking at it. That's another 100% Chardonnay. From there, he goes to his next one, which is called Les Revenants, where he's putting in different grapes that have been forgotten in champagne making. So he thinks outside the box and does things differently. The Revenants is delicious. It stands for something along the lines of the return. Or like say if you leave, you go to war or something, you come home, Revenants. That's what it stands for. And then he has Close to Maldres, which is his top tier, or Tête de Cuvée as they call it. Banging. It is like clutch my pearls. So, but the one thing to remember is B2B, Blanc de Blanc, it means it's 100% Chardonnay. If you're having seafood, if you're having sushi, it always works. Where are you getting your sushi? Mujo. I don't have one. Omakase table if you want to. So, y'all enjoy. Cheers.
While he's pouring that,
Oh, he's still drinking.
when you're talking about the diamond situation,
You take my phone.
it has to come out of the ground.
I don't know if it was
who
the
is
champagne
either
or the
going
dinner
to
party.
pit or sell it to a cup. From there, it's going to go to a diamond house. All right, so stone number 3 is called Sunrise Mystic Topaz. Topaz comes in the rainbow. This is an orangey yellow with a hint of pink in it. Yeah, that is gorgeous. Right? So when you have stones that come in all the colors of the rainbow, just like the diamonds, you have something in the earth while it's forming that is changing the color of them. A topaz can be clear, it could be this color, it could be blue, it could be the entire rainbow and all the shades in between. Think of the color wheel, you just go right around. And topaz is one of those stones. This is associated with balance, creativity, and intuition. It can be found in Ukraine or Brazil. It's generally where the topazes are sourced from. Take a look. If you want to take it out, it's absolutely fine. If you drop them, stones fall all the time. Even the real stuff, we just sit around on the floor looking for them. So you can see, because until you take it out of the case and hold it up to the light, you're not going to get a real understanding of just how gorgeous the stone is. I did not give everybody tweezers. Tweezers are very specific. But these stones should be the equivalent of 2 carats, so you should be able to easily take it out and hold it in your fingers. And if you bend it, and it bends in the light, you'll begin to see all of the extra flecks of colors. And actually, now that I'm seeing the wine poured, if you see it next to the wine, it's going to be very close in color.
Let me pull mine out.
One last thing about stones, the cut of the stone and where the color sits in it can change how the color shows up.
And what's the cut that's in the bottom?
Okay, everybody has a different cut. I can come around and tell you what your cut is. The cut of the stone, depending on where the color sits, can change how the color shows up in light. And if you turn it a little, you might catch a little of the pink and the orange. Ooh, I lost it, see?
It's okay, look. It looks good with our skin.
That's the emerald cut. Beautiful on brown skin.
Called big salt.
Something like this cost being
Good. You.
the size more important than the clarity.
That I would have to look up, honestly.
I think I want to make a
See, it happens all the time. No, it didn't. It fell on the ground. It's okay, because this is normal. We'll just find it before we leave.
Sorry?
Did it say which grape it's from? The orange one?
There it is.
I don't know. It's
Like
out of
I
Oregon
said,
though.
these are replicas, which is why I didn't bring the real stuff.
girl. When I walked in and saw the stones, I said, "Danielle, the
Good or?
This is an
I
emerald.
gotta.
So when you see the rectangle cut, it's an emerald or a radiant. Round is, of course, round.
Oh, wait. I got to take a picture with it. Yes. Okay, I'm going to need this to
Give me one sec.
Which one do you have? Yeah, that's cushion.
This is what I need.
I didn't get one. Where's my glass?
This is the one I'm missing.
So everybody got some big salt? Y'all kosher? All right, cool. This particular wine is the Pouillon. So how this works is you take the grapes, you crush the grapes. I'm sure we've all had dressing at Thanksgiving. What they do is they crush the grapes, and versus crushing the grapes and immediately removing the skins, they leave the skins in there and just let it sit and marinate and pull that color out of the skin. Hence they call it skin contact. And that's what gives it that color. So 3 Parks has this. If y'all want to pick up a bottle, it's about $25-$30, I believe. We actually served this last April at the Kick It party, as Danielle was mentioning. It's a fave of mine, so I hope y'all enjoyed it. And last but not least, one other thing, I apologize, but the first thing that I served y'all when you walked in was called Hamilton. It's out of England. The thing about Champagne, France, is there's a chalk line from all those dinosaurs and animals that died who knows how many million years ago. And it created this chalky deposit. That's what gives Champagne that delicious flavor. That chalk line runs from Champagne, France, across the pond, as they call it, into England. England has the same chalky deposits. If y'all have heard of the Cliffs of Dover, the reason why they're white, because it's chalk. It's literally, I picked up a stone when I was out there for Christmas. I was like, it really is chalk. So that's the reason what gives Champagne that flavor. Hamilton is out of England. They have several different varietals. They have a pink rosé. They have a super dark, deep red rosé that is no dosage, meaning no sugar. I truly love my English sparkling, so I hope y'all enjoyed that as well. And there you go.
Which is the almost fuchsia stone that you have in front of you. And it is the October birthstone. Any October babies? Yay. Fabulous. So this is going to be their birthstone, and it's associated with the heart chakra and feminine energies, which is kind of where they go with all the pink all the pink stones. You can find it in Brazil and California.
If they want more.
The meaning of the stone, this one has a meaning, around the ability to enhance compassion, empathy, and sympathy. And the tourmaline is one of those stones, just like all the rest. I feel like I am a broken record, comes in a lot of colors. So when you are, and how that applies is when you're trying to build jewelry, and when we're always talking about budget, because let's be honest, jewelry is an indulgence. When you want to give the look of a ruby, but rubies aren't really where we're sitting right now, you can find another stone. Tourmaline is one of those stones that will mimic in color other stones when we're building jewelry. Okay? A little of both. And the reason that is because the cut of the stone is going to determine how light bounces in it, depending on where you are sitting under the light and the cut of the stone. So if you're looking at an emerald, it's going to reflect light different than a round. This is an emerald cut. It's going to be a rectangular cut. They're called step cuts. So it's like when you're looking into the stone, it's like you're stepping down into the stone.
So it has more cuts that you can see that
Right.
reflect the light?
Right. So no, the round brilliant, which is the kind of the stone you see in everything, is going to reflect light better than anything. It's because of the way the facets are cut into the stone, and something I always tell my clients, stones cannot reflect light if they're dirty. So cleaning your jewelry and your diamonds once a week is very necessary. Okay? It cannot reflect the light if the light can't get into it. Okay? So.
And that's different than just like hand washing, like hand washing doesn't clean your stuff.
It does not. It does not. If you don't have jewelry cleaner or you don't go into a store to have it steam cleaned, find the softest toothbrush that you have and some Dawn. Again, you have to get up underneath it. Not just the top. You have to get all the way down into here. This is where all the oils from your skin, lotions, perfume, anything that touched your hand is in your ring. And you need to get all of that out. If it's been a while, you're gonna see some brown things coming out of there and it's gonna look like dirt. The cleaner jewelry, diamonds, any gemstone is, the better it's gonna reflect light. And the bigger it's gonna look. The more dirty it gets, the smaller it gets. And see, when it catches the sun, it's a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah, that's what, here, let me go.
See?
Then the mystic.
What's next?
The ambiance, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, make it your glass.
Hi.
That mystic, okay, let me.
You make. I'm so proud. I was gonna get you to stop sleeping in it.
I'm working on that. If I don't sleep in it, I'm not gonna put it on. That part, right.
It is a struggle. There are plenty of days that I literally have this small little jewelry box that I just throw in my purse and I keep moving because I don't have time to stop.
I got you.
And then when I have a moment, I'll open it up and put all my jewelry on for the day. But you shouldn't sleep in your jewelry. You are more like, if you sleep in your jewelry, you're more likely to break it. Stretch it, moving it in a direction it's not supposed to go. Especially your chains, if they're thin lengths, you're pulling them.
Cheers. I would take it to the head.
Ooh.
If you ever talk to somebody that is a real wine drinker,
Ooh.
especially a sommelier, they will give you mad props and respect.
It
So
catches the
Syrah, this
pink on
one's
the
gonna
end.
have some blackberry, some raspberry flavors to it.